teach other people. And shame on you if you don't come back and teach other people. That's what I'm here for. I don't do it for the zeros in the bank account. My mom got her house. She's taken care of. My son, he'll be taken care of for the rest of his life. What am I here speaking to you for? Because I got a duty to serve. I came from Fayetteville, so I got to at least come back to Fayetteville and wherever else that I see young men, right, in order to serve y'all and give y'all the nuggets. Because whenever I was growing up, I didn't have anyone that came and gave me the nuggets. I had to learn through trial and error. Let me try. I've slipped. All right, cool, Wayne, you good. Get back on track. You fine. I slipped off. Hey, it's cool. Get back on track. You fine. You got to submit. You got to serve. You got to serve those around you just like on the field, right? Somebody don't know what they got to do. Hey, you got to listen, bro, but you got this. Let's go. Hey, not like that, like this. You got to watch. You got to listen. Come on. You got it, though. Come on. Serve those around you. Submit, serve. And the last thing and the hardest thing possibly is sacrifice. We get through the first two. Submit. Yeah, I can do that. I'm a slave to my dream. Serve. Oh, yeah, I love serving people. Sacrifice. Hold up. It's some stuff that I can't live without. What you mean? How bad do you want your dream? Because if your dream is truly everything, like you telling everybody, then it's your dream that you can't live without. And you ain't got to tell me nothing, because again, belief constitutes faith. Faith requires work. I can see it by the way you work. You ain't got to talk about it. Just be about it. That's what they mean when they say it. Don't talk about it, just be about it. The way that I see you work, the way that I see you move, the people that you hanging with. If I look at your crew and I see somebody, yeah, he right. Oh, that's a question mark. I wonder why he, maybe. It sounds bad, if you will, on the surface, but deep down, how bad do you want your dream? Because you got to sacrifice. Along the path that I took, I had to sacrifice some friends. I had to sacrifice parties and nights out and what I thought at the time was important, it wasn't. I promise you, I look back on it right now in the position that I'm in, I'm like, oh, thank you goodness I never thought that was more important than my dream, and that I was willing to sacrifice that for my dream. Because with my dream, I'm able to serve all those that shall come after me. And that's the responsibility of you young men who are willing to put in that extra work, who are willing to submit, to serve, to sacrifice, but most importantly, to believe. Whatever that dream is, it don't start with, it doesn't have to be football. I'm making this transition, right? I never wanted to play football until my 30s, right? Crazy. I had the opportunity, I never did a tryout in the NFL, right? Once I signed with Miami decided to cut me. I didn't wait by the phone. I was 29, I said, I'm done. I could have done some tryouts, could have hung on for a couple more years, could still be playing right now. I got enough connections because I served people, right? I served people throughout the league that I can pick up the phone, hey, I need a tryout. But no, I want to do something else. So I'm transitioning to this tech entrepreneur. What does that even mean? It means I got an idea. And I'm working on an idea because I want to show all of you, right, what to do when you have an idea. How do you bring it to fruition? Like, how do you take it from something that you just thought of to something that people are interacting with and enjoying, right? Like, I've never seen anyone coming from where I'm from do that. So why not me? I already took one dream of making it to the NFL. Let me take another one. And let me tell you, it's been hard. I know nothing about tech, but I had to learn about me. I had to submit myself to the dream. So now when you look at my phone, right, and you look at what's on my home screen, all that's on there is things that's gonna help me become a better tech entrepreneur. I got the Kindle app because all I do is read books. I read up on tech. I absorb anything that I'm listening to, podcasts or books, is about tech. You gotta understand how we learn as human beings, how we're so forgetful, right? So I write down and I journal things also. And while right now my circumstances may be, hey, I'm this first year tech entrepreneur, your circumstances might be, hey, I'm not starting, or I am the starter and I'm this, but I want to go there. Understand that whatever your circumstances are, they're temporary. The biggest thing to trick you is your eyes, right? And thinking that, oh, I'm here, I can't get there. No, man. Belief constitutes faith. Faith requires work. If you trust the process and you put the work in, you're going to get to where you want to go if you seek out the answers. Each and every one of you got the ability in you to go wherever you want to dream. It's just, are you willing to put in the work to seek the answers in order to get you there? I'm a resource. The only reason I'm here, the only reason I've gone on the journey that I've gone on the only reason that I'm taking this next step into entrepreneurship is so that I can come back and serve so many different people and teach them, hey, I don't care where you're from, I don't care your family background, I don't care your family education level, right? Like, hey, this is how you can do whatever you put your mind to. Because I heard it in songs and stuff, but no one ever really explained it to me. Oh, okay, the 3 S's. I gotta submit, I gotta serve, and I gotta sacrifice. And I promise you, if you believe in those 3 things, gentlemen, it'll take you wherever you want to go. Appreciate you.
You guys got any questions before he gets ready to get up out of here? No questions.
Yes, sir.
What is your app about?
I'm working on the gamification of live broadcasts, right? So during the pandemic, I got a idea. I started hearing how there weren't going to be any fans in the stadium. So I was like, well, how do we measure fan engagement, right, digitally, right? Like, what apparatus is there to really, like, for fans to interact with so that we know that they're paying attention and to what and when and how long? And so I started going down the rabbit hole of what would that even look like? How would I even, right, how to put that together? What would it take, right, bro? And I started out with just not knowing anything, just that idea. And a year later, bro, I've learned so much more. Am I there yet? No. And if you looked at my circumstances, you'd be like, bro, you ain't never gonna get there. Bro, you don't. But if you watch the way that I move, if you watch the way that the people that I surround myself with, the conversations that I have, the books that I read, that'll tell you more than my current circumstances. This right here, this is just temporary. No. Look at the content that I consume, and that'll tell you my destiny. Any other questions? Anything? I promise you. The greatest 2 years of my life I spent with arguably the greatest football coach in all of football, right? Bill Belichick. The things that I learned from Bill Belichick, I still practice in my life. And how I got there was the coolest thing ever. I get drafted to the Indianapolis Colts, right? Playing with the Colts, we go up, we play the Patriots. I run a stick nod, right? So just 5 rounds. I get north, the linebacker, middle linebacker, who usually pushes the stick, especially, right? Because one is going vertical. 2, me, he got to go out with him, right? So I give him, thinking that he's going to try to undershoot it. He stays over the top, run into him. They throw a flag, crazy flag, on him, right? It was BS. But running back, ran up on him. I said, Rod, man, why you ain't go for the stick? And he just looked at me. He said, because it won't my job. And ran back to the huddle, and I said, oh, they are learning something different. What do you mean? It won his job? What? And he was that disciplined? Like, what are they learning in New England? And at that moment, I got it in my head, if I'm not in Indianapolis, I want to be in New England. Hear me out now. And this is how belief constitutes faith. Faith requires work. If I'm not in Indianapolis, I want to be in New England. They are learning something different there than I am here, and I need to learn it. Every year that we played them from then on, I researched, hey, what does Bill Belichick look for in players? Oh, they're married usually, college degree, I'm not married, so maybe I can make it up with something else. College degree, okay, got that. All right, cool, what else? Technique, finish. He loves tough players, right? Like, oh, I can do that. So every game, right, I knew being in the league, that you only watch the 2 full games before an opponent. So 2 full games before I played New England, I started my interview process. My technique, my finish, to the echo of the whistle. I get in the game versus them, same thing. Second year, okay. Third year, okay. Fourth year, dang right. Fifth year, yes sir. I'm in Australia, I get a call, hey Dwayne, yeah, what's up man? Congratulations, you've been traded to the Patriots. I said, what? Then I had to remember, I've been working for this. I'm not surprised. I put it in my mind, I had the idea, right? Then I showed the faith in the way that I worked and prepared for it. The thing that we're not in control of is the time, right? So don't worry about when the dream is gonna happen. Stay focused and obsessed and submitted to the dream and working towards the dream, and the timing gonna work out on its own. It's those of us that grow impatient, right? That get to this place where, man, I'm gonna quit. Man, that's how, and you start to worry about and start to complain about the process when you're the one who quit. What you talking about? If you would have kept going, because I done read something along the way, right, that told me don't grow weary in doing good, because at the proper time you shall reap a harvest. And they say, and they want to isolate it over here, and that's only for there, but through my experience, man, that's the truth throughout all of life. When I talk to all these tech entrepreneurs and I get into this tech world, they're like, hey, look, just keep going. Just keep, hey, whatever you do, just don't quit. Keep seeking the answers and you'll find them. Dang, that sounds very familiar. My grandma told me something like that. Seeking you shall find, bro. Dang, that's so true. All those little adages are true. We just got to start listening. And I wish that I had someone that came back and bestowed some knowledge on me whenever I was 14, 15, 16, 17. Because I would have avoided a lot of headaches, right? But I'm thankful for my journey because I ran into those headaches and I get to share this wisdom with y'all. So the job could be even more successful than I was. But it takes belief, and then it takes the work, right? Any more questions? Any more? Come on. Anything.
What's a great team building skill that you learned throughout your time?
Ooh. Great team building skill throughout the time. Those who are first shall be last, right? So whoever the best players are should be the ones who are serving, not the ones who are being served. You're the ones that we all look up to because you make all the plays, right? Like you got to be the ones that are serving the most because you're setting the example. You don't just set the, and I didn't know this when I was playing. So I'm speaking from experience, right? Because when I did get on teams and I talked to veteran guys like Matt Hasselbeck, who played in a year in the league for 17 years, or Tom Brady, right, who's still playing, right? He understood, hey, look, I, being the leader, the most successful guy, highest paid, whatever you want to call it, right? Like, I have to be the one serving everyone else because that sets the standard for all of us to serve each other. So then whenever someone tries to be selfish, right? We've already built a culture where the best player is serving everybody. What gives you the right to be selfish? How dare you? Our best player the one who's picking up the locker room, who's picking up the trash off the field, who's serving water bottles to his teammates. How dare you not want to serve, not want to pick up, no. That's the greatest. Like, whoever wants to be first, you got to be last. You got to serve. And if you do that, man, it's going to bring up everybody around you. You great for a reason. You great to bring those around you up because they looking at you. They watching everything you do. You don't even know it. And yeah, it's pressure, but to whom much is given, much is required. If you don't want to be great, then get out of the way. Anything else? Yes, sir.
What was it like playing on the Bill Belichick?
Like I said, bro, the greatest teaching of my life, right? So I get there, And I'm thinking I'm gonna get there and I'm gonna see a lot of just great players. Cause I had heard about them, I seen the stats, right? Like, I'm like, ugh, I was nervous. I never get nervous. I was anxious. I never knew what anxiety was, bro, until I got traded to New England, right? I was just like, yo, why is my chest, like, what is going on? What is this, right? Went to the doc, he said, yo, that's anxiety. I said, bro, I'm black, bro, we don't believe in anxiety. He said, nah, man, like, just calm down, you nervous about something. I said, yeah, there's a lot of pressure here. I gotta perform, I gotta be one of these great players like all these people around me. And then I started to look. And I was just like, okay, right, he really isn't that much faster than some of the guys that I played with. If he ain't faster at all. And he's big and he's talented, but you know, I've seen some guys more talented than him, and it dawned on me, man, they great because they work the hardest. And that's behind every veil that I peek behind. You name it, bro, it's a dude in there that's just putting in extra work. And understanding that no days off means no days off. And every day, right, you trading a day of your life for something. Are you getting better, trading it for greatness, or are you taking a day off, trading it for mediocrity? There is no, life is transactional, deal with it. If you take a day off, cool, just understand the price that you're paying for it, so that you can make it up whenever you get back on the ground. But ain't no such thing as make it up, because one day is traded for one day. You can't trade one day for 2 days, right? So that's the thing that I saw when I got there, boy. I said, oh, Julian Edelman, Gronkowski, right? And then I saw them all out there practicing as hard as everybody else. Because it wasn't the same thing whenever I was in Indianapolis. I said, oh, that's the secret to greatness. That's the secret to success. They submit, they serve, they sacrifice. They just work their tails off. And that's the same thing on every single level. In every single thing in this life. Yeah, some people get inherited some stuff. Give it a couple generations, it's gonna be depleted. For the majority of people in this world that are successful, some dudes that's putting in some work whenever we sleeping. Whenever we not looking, they actually working, they grinding, they figuring out, they seeking and finding answers. And that's the way that we have to be if we want to be quote unquote successful. Everything starts and ends with belief. Those 3 S's, submit, serve, and sacrifice. I promise you, if you do those things, you'll be successful in anything that you want to do. Okay.
Give me a hand. Dwayne, can you give him a picture together, man?
We love one.
I can put pictures up in the weight room.
Yes,
you guys
sir.
come up here. Drew, you got your, and can you send that to me?
Yeah, I'll send it to
Drew,
you.
can you take a picture with your phone? Then, go get behind him in this area right here. That way we can take a picture from this side.
Hey, and learn to appreciate history, right? Learn to appreciate history. Whenever I was playing against y'all boys, I hated playing against 71st. I absolutely hated it because I knew that y'all worked the hardest. I knew that y'all was gonna lift the most, run the most, was gonna bring it the most. So whenever I saw it on the Jamboree schedule, I said, coach, my hamstring, I ain't feeling right. Because I ain't want to go out there and get that headache. So y'all continue to put that work in to restore that fear that y'all put into other people because of how y'all work. Right? Let's get this picture.
Decide. You hide and decide, you just hide.